Good morning, guys.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ సార్.
Good morning.
ముందు చెప్పినట్టన్నా మర్చిపోయినారా లేదంటే కొంచెమన్నా గుర్తుందా? స్క్రీన్ కనిపిస్తుందా ఇప్పుడు?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Visible.
ఓకే. ఓకే. యశ్వంత్ అండ్ ఇందు మీ ముందు రవి, ఇక్కడ వెంకట. మీకు ఈ వీక్లో నేను రెజ్యూమ్ ప్రిపేర్ చేసేస్తాను. సో ఈ వీక్ ఎండ్ కల్లా మీకు రెడీ చేస్తాను. ఓకే.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
గెస్ట్ యూజర్ ఆరిఫా గెస్ట్ యూజర్ ఇక్కడ?
Yes, sir.
ఓకే. ఇద్దరు ఉన్నారా మీరు?
లేదు సార్, ఒక్కనే సార్.
ఆహా. విక్రమ్, మీకు ఇంట్రడక్షన్ ఇంతకుముందు ఎప్పుడైనా విన్నారా?
సార్ నేను వినలేదు. ఇదే ఫస్ట్ టైం ఈ రోజే జాయిన్ అయ్యాను.
ఓకే. This is the software we are using. So even real time also same software. It looks like same software only. So while teaching or for practicing and also you should use this software. So here it will ask for user ID. This is the user ID and this is the password. Okay. In the real time also same screen, same options only we are seeing. So here this is the IBM mainframe. So IBM only developed this software, but the jobs are there across the companies. So for practicing this software, practicing this, you have to buy the software. So that we can get it from Hyderabad. We open demo slide everything. Just 1 second, guys. I'm searching my demo video. Hello? Hello? Suppose this. Message. Okay. Okay. So coming back to the question. So here we have the 4 or 5 chapters are there in the mainframe. So we have the COBOL, we have the JCL, we have the VCHAM, we have the DB2. And we have sometimes we have the CACS also. Okay, we have so this is the IBM mainframes, so developed by the IBM company, but across the companies, so many other companies also having jobs. Okay, this is also a software like any other, like .NET or Java or AWS, whatever it is. So like that, any other software, this is also one kind of software. So around on top of almost all banks are using mainframes only, especially in the USA and the UK countries, they are using the mainframes. So this is the, so why people are using mainframe means this is the safest way with high security. It can capable to handle huge number of or billions of transactions in a day. So that is the one advantage. Like if you take any banking application, backend, so many, so jobs are running for creating the reports or updating the bank accounts or generating the reports, whatever it is. So those kind of transactions, let's say if you take the share market, in a second, so many transactions are running, buying and selling, and so many, so like script generation, everything. So those transactions, so it can handle with efficient way and secured way. The main reason is security. So this is the legacy system around 30-40 years back it came. So why people are still using mainframes means because of security and because of handling the huge data. Okay. So here those days, companies spent so much money, so many dollars they spent. So I can say billions of dollars they spent. So still, so this is the costly, they spent so much money. Why people are still using means if they move to some other software means they are going to lose their investment, first thing. Second thing is, even though many other software schemes also, there is no guarantee like security. Data security is the major problem. But those things still, even though it's a legacy system, people are using mainframes, especially US banking system. So if I take the 10 top banks out of 10, 9 banks are still using the IBM mainframe for their back-end applications or front-end applications, whatever it is. Okay. So, and one more thing is, so in the USA, so many jobs are there. Like as I said, 30-40 years back, the software came. Those times, so many veteran guys joined, started their career in the mainframes. Now most of the guys are going to retire it. So many jobs are there in the, especially in the US and UK countries. Even nowadays also we are getting calls compared with other technologies. Still we are getting so daily 1 or 2 calls for the mainframes. Okay. So to learn the mainframes, so here things like for COBOL is the programming language. So this is the programming language. So here this is the COBOL is the English-like language. It is having 10 to 12 syntaxes are there. If you learn those 10 to 12 syntaxes, you can cover entire COBOL programming. Okay, this is the programming. So most of the times the projects are like enhancement and maintenance projects. That means already existing projects are there, existing programs are there, just we can enhance or just you can add couple of lines to the existing program. If I want to add the couple of lines, first we should understand what the program is doing. Once you understand what the program is doing, then you can add 10 or 12 or 10, 15 lines code. That is called the enhancement or maintenance project. So some of the projects are production support. So production support project, that means the jobs are running, you have to monitor the jobs. If any issues means you should provide the resolution. So I can say like this is 40 to 50% enhancement and maintenance project, 40 to 50% is the production support, and rest of the 10 to 20% is the development project. Okay, development project means, so this is a very rare chance you have to write the code from scratch. Close it. Okay. So you have to write the code from scratch, but this is the very rare situation. Most of the times 80% these two comes under these two categories. Okay, here we are using the programming language as the COBOL here. So like any other technologies, just you need 10% of coding skills, that is enough. Screen అందరికి కనిపిస్తుంది కదా?
Yes, sir. Visible.
Okay.
Yes,
If
sir.
you have any doubts, you can ask me anytime. Okay. So once we write the COBOL programming code, so you have to execute this code. So for execution, we should use this is another chapter called the JCL. This is called the job control language. Actually, this is not the language. It is having set of commands. So set of statements are there. Using those statements, you should execute the program so that you will get the result. Okay. here for data handling, so we are using file concept. So for data, we are using file concepts. So file having some limitations. So to overcome those limitations, better files are there. That is called the VSAM file. So another chapter is the VSAM. So that is the virtual storage access method. This is also a file concept. So whatever the concept, we should use in the COBOL program. File also having some limitations. So IBM, they developed a database called the DB2. That is the database 2 they developed. Here we are using the SQL commands to extract the data, like select star from table name or so update or delete, whatever it is. Just we can, the data is already there, just using the SQL commands to extract the data, and we can use in the COBOL program. These are the 4 major things in the mainframe. So fifth one is the CICS. This will be online customer information control system. Some programs are still, some projects are still using CICS. I can say around 5 to 10% of the people are using still online. So if you are familiar with this batch, means that is more than enough to survive the job. Okay. So here, once you completed COBOL and JCL also, if you know COBOL and JCL, if you know the JCL alone also, so you can handle this production support project. So this is the JCL is the easy out of all. If you know this JCL alone also, you can handle this job. Okay. Most of the projects are using COBOL JCL, either this is the data VSAM or DB2. Mostly they are using the DB2. So many people here, you might already know about SQL commands. So, okay. Next thing is the customer information control system. This is the online part. Like let's say if I open here, so if I go to let's say ICICI Bank or something here, means here one web browser will come. They are using the Java screens. These all are. So those earlier times before Java and all, so they developed the CICS screens. Like if you visit the HSBC Bank, still they are using CICS screens. So it is similar to this Java screens only, but Java is advanced, so it is having the more options and user-friendly options, whereas CICS is not user-friendly. Still some projects are using CICS, that is 5 to 10%. So we are mostly focusing on these 4 things. These 4 comes under batch category. Okay. So here 10% of the coding skills are required. So most of the times we are going to work for enhancement and maintenance projects and support projects. So that means already code is there in the system. Just we can understand the existing program and then we can enhance the existing programs, adding or deleting a couple of lines from the existing program. Once we add or delete, then we have to compile the program using the JCL concept. We can run the program using JCL. Okay, it will give the results. So to learn the mainframe means you have to learn at least first these 4 things. Okay, after execution, after completing these 4 things, so what I will do, so in earlier batches, what I used to do, like after completing 1 or 2 chapters, COBOL and JCL, I will share the frequently used words in the mainframe. So after 2 weeks or 3 weeks, we will start the interview normally. So and I used to share the FAQs also. Here the mainframe's advantage is, see, if you take these are the FAQs. So I prepared these FAQs. Whoever asked for the interviews, I can say 90% are standard interview questions. 90% are standard interview questions. Okay. If you plan daily 2 to 3 questions, means so 100. So 30 days, within a month, you can complete 90 questions. 2 to 3 questions means per day. Total 90 questions you can complete. Hardly 100 questions are there. If you learn these 100 questions, so any interview if you take, 90% of the questions are coming from these standard questions only. Whoever will. Those 10%, 10 to 20% are scenario based or real time questions. But if you know these technical things, you can easily answer those scenario based or real time questions also. So these are the standard questions. So I can say 100 questions overall. So if you target 1 or 2 or 3 questions every day means within 1 month you will become master in mainframes. Okay. Every class I am going to cover 2 to 3 questions. In class itself, I will tell like I will stress it like this is the important question or not. How in interview, how many ways? Let's say one question is there, they are going to ask in different ways. I will teach each and everything. Okay? After that, I will explain a couple of tools and then progress. So this is about the whole mainframes. So actually, this course was designed for 45 days, 45 hours. So each day 1 hour, 45 days like that. Now going forward, I will take weekends also. At least Saturday also, I will take class. So mostly 9 to 10 class timing. So or 8 to 9 or 9 to 10 based on our time availability, we will plan it. New joinees, any questions here? So after syllabus is over, we will prepare the resumes and we can post it in the Naukri and then we can attend the interviews. Any questions guys here?
As of now, no, sir.
No, sir.
So this is the soft copy of the material. So we'll refer this material. So daily class we will refer this material and we will use the software and I will explain it. So here we can start from the COBOL. COBOL. Some institutes will start from the JCL, some institute will start from the COBOL. So vice versa. So we will start from the COBOL here. So this is the, as I told, 10 to 12 syntaxes are there hardly. So if you learn those syntaxes, that is enough to understand any kind of program. Okay. So this is the COBOL program. So these are the COBOL program. So it is having, so main syllabus starts from this level number, special level numbers, move statement, arithmetic operations, if conditions, various perform statements. This perform will be used for looping concept. Then we have the internal table with occurs class. Then we have the string manipulation, file handling, subroutines, internal sort. This 10 to 12 topics are there. If I cover this means it will be over the entire syllabus. So once you understand this 10 to 12 syntaxes means you can learn, you can understand any kind of program, whether it's a complex program or easy program, whatever it is, you can understand. Okay, so new joinees, if you want, you can buy the software. I will share the number. So without wasting the time, so from day 1 itself, you can start the practice. So for software means we have to contact the Hyderabad guys. So they will prepare and they will give the software. So sometimes it will take a couple of days. So okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So this is the COBOL program we are going to discuss. This is the programming. This is the common business oriented language. So common business, why the name it came is earlier like common business. So it is having simple functions only. It doesn't have any complex functionality. Like let's say hardly like Kirana shop. If you visit the Kirana shop, what they will do? So they will prepare all the list, whatever items you want. So they will tell the amount. So if we give, let's say 2,000 rupees total amount, if you pay 1,000 rupees means, so he will give 1,000 rupees receipt and remaining 1,000 rupees balance. So 2,000 minus 1,000, 1,000. Or number of items. Let's say each item cost is 100 rupees. If I buy 5 items, means 100 into 5, 500. So like that, addition, multiplication, subtraction, and division. These are for the arithmetic operations. So in the COBOL program, we'll use only these arithmetic operations. Then we'll prepare some reports. If I want to write some report kind of thing. So those like normal Kirana shop guy, what he will do, those things only will do in the COBOL program. That is why it is called the common business oriented language. Okay, it was developed in the 1950s. So it released in the late 1950s and 60s. So now we are after that so many versions are there. Initially it was 1960. After that so many versions came. So now we are using 1985 VS COBOL 2 version. COBOL 2 version we are using. Almost all companies are using. It is having the most powerful options. So we are using 1985 VS COBOL 2 version. Okay. Here the specialty of this COBOL is like, so this is the English-like language. So like, let's say English-like language means, let's say if I want to move from one variable to another variable, let's say variable A and variable B. If I want to move from A to B means just to move A to B. If I want to multiply means I can say compute A into B. Okay, let's say if I want to go to one paragraph to another paragraph means just go to that paragraph name. So like that, if you understand the plain English meaning means, so that the 50% of the syllabus is over. Okay, let's say if I want to do some kind of things repeatedly, then I can use the perform. I can keep in a loop and I can perform it. So those kind of, let's say if condition, else condition, like other programs. So plain English, that is why it is called the English-like language. It is having the procedure-oriented language. So like it is having some divisions, sections, paragraphs and all. So and one more main first advantage is it can efficiently handle millions of data. The mainframe itself is advantage is it is handling the millions of data, huge amount of data it can handle. So for that reason we considered in the mainframe. This is the application program. So after COBOL program we have AS400 or assembler language, some other languages. Those are the still older than COBOL program. Still some projects, 1 or 2 projects, they are using this all the older programming language. Okay. So now to start the COBOL, so we have to follow some rules and guidelines to write the COBOL coding. Like any other programming language also, we have to follow some rules and regulations. Okay, let's say this is the screen. If I am going to write in the code means, if I am going to use COLS, columns. So this is the columns it started. So column number 1, column number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th column. Then this is the 15th column. This is the 20 column. This is the 30th, 40, 50, 60, 70, and so on up to 70, up to 80 columns. So extreme right side up to 80 columns. It will start from first column and it should have, so total the sheet will be 1 to 80. So we have to follow some rules and guidelines. First rule is, so here you can split this entire screen into 1 to 80 columns. Okay. Normally 1 to 6 columns it will be used for some sequence numbers. So 1 to 6, some projects automatically 1 to 6. This is the first column and this is the 6th column. Up to this 1 to 6 columns, some sequence numbers will come automatically. Some based on some project setup, some sequence numbers will come. If it is not comes also, just we are least bothered about that. Just we can ignore 1 to 6 columns. Okay, 1 to 6 column. So we will think about 7th column now. This is my 7th column. In the 7th column, we have comments. Let's say if I want to write something about this programming, I should use 7th column star. Okay, 7th column star for comment. Like let's say okay, let's say if I take this program COLS column. Okay, here. So here 7th column. Normally, if you write the COBOL code means you have to follow some rules and guidelines. Okay, you have to follow some rules and guidelines. Otherwise, it will throw some errors. Okay, here let's say if I give star here, 7th column means so whatever you want, you can write it. So here we don't need to follow any rule. Simply like that, whatever you want, we can type it. This is the comment means program will not take into consideration of these statements, just for our understanding only. Like let's say what they written in the 7th column star, after that this program generates bonus to the active employees. Those are joined after given date. So basically it will, this high levelly it is telling this comments. If I read this comment means I will come to know high level what this program is doing. Let's say today you write one code. So after you write one code today, so after 10 years, whether you will be in this company or not. So but after 10 years when new joinee comes means, so when let's say this is having 10,000 lines of code. So when new joinee comes means he will read this all the comments here and he will get the overall idea what this program is doing. So for that reason at 7th column star we can give, after that we can write it. Okay, in the real time what we will do along with this one, so I'm going to use, so like this I'm going to use a modification log. Modification log. So in my keyboard O is not working, so I'm skipping O now, or else I can use 0. So modification log. So like that I will give. So what I will do, so in the real time I can use date, so I can use project number, so I can use description of change. So like that I can use. So all things I'm giving star. So let's say today's date is 4/15. So let's say project, something like that, one project and description, adding some okay, like that. So I'm giving some. So this is the, in the real time we will use like this. So this is called the modification log here. So what, let's say today I'm going to do this one. After 1 month, some guys will do what they will do, what they are going to do. All these things I can write into this 7th column. I can use comments and I can write it here. So for that purpose, I'm going to use 7th column star. 1 to 6 columns we are going to least bother about that. Sometimes it will give sequence number. 7th column star I'm going to use. Some written exams. Yesterday I write some couple of written exams for Infosys. So those exams they ask is the 7th column what purpose we are going to use means first is the comment section. Second one is 7th column. If I want, I can use forward slash. If I use forward slash here, this is the forward slash. If I use slash means what will happen? Let's say if this program, let's say this program, if I connect it to the mainframe printer, if I give print means forward slash means it will print on the next page. So from here to here, it will print one page. Wherever I give forward slash means it will print onto the next page. Okay, that is called the forward slash. So, or else I can use hyphen. If I use hyphen here means hyphen for the continuation. At 7th column, let's say like our English language, if I'm going to write, environment, ENVINVRON. So here there is no space. If I want to continue here means I can write like ENVIR. So like that I am going to write. This is for the continuation. So basically 7th column we can use for either for the comments or for starting the new line or continuation. For these three purposes we are going to use 7th column. So this is the COBOL program. We have to follow the rules, otherwise it will not work for us. Okay. Next, after 7th column, we have the total 8 to 80. Total columns are 8 to 1 to 80. 1 to 6, some sequence numbers will come. So 7th column, either we can use star or slash or hyphen. So next 8 to 80. So what we are going to do? So 8 to 11 we used to call as a area A. Area A. And 12 to 72 as area B. Okay. 12 to 72. Again 73 to 80. Again it will be used for some sequence number. So we are least bother about 73 to 80 and 1 to 6. So 73 to 80, some sequence numbers will come. So here, let's say if I take, sometimes if I'm going to use P123, my project number, what I will do in the real time, let's say this is 10,000 lines of code. Okay, 10,000 lines of code is there. In somewhere in between, I am adding, let's say 20 lines of code. Okay, 20 lines of code I am using somewhere. What I am going to do, this 20 lines out of 10,000 lines, where I added this 20 lines, how I come to know. So for tracking, for let's say if I'm going to review code of my team member, he added 20 lines code. How I know where he added? So that is a very difficult process. For that one, what they will do, let's say this project P123 is my project number. What I will do, wherever I'm going to add my code. So what I will do, 73 column from 73, 70, 71, 72, 73 column. 73 column, what I am going to do? I'm going to add this tag 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. This tag wherever I am adding this new line, just I am going to add this tag. So for that purpose, we are going to use this 73 to 80 column. Some projects based on their guidelines and installation, some sequence numbers will come. That is the one thing. Most of the times in my existing project, what I am going to use, this 73 to 80 column, I am going to use some tag here. This is the project number. Like that, I am going to use tag. Okay, let's say here in the future, let's say if I'm going to add one line here, something. So I added one line here. So for this correspondingly, 73 to 80, I'm going to add this tag 71. Okay. Okay, here I added. So here in the logic also, I added something like this. Wherever I added, what I'm going to do, 73 to 80. Okay, like that. Okay, this is my program actually. So wherever I added, I added tag here. So how I come to know where, let's say 10 places, how I come to know me, find this tag. So here one line added, here one line added, here one, total 3 lines. Out of 10,000 lines, tracking will be easy. For that purpose, I'm going to use some projects. What will do, they are going to add a tag in this 1 to 6 columns also. Here also they are going to add a tag. Okay. This is one of the coding standards. Either you can use tag here or you can use tag at 73 to 80 column. If I don't have any tag, let's say this is the fresh programming, there is no tag here. in the future, already existing program, if you are adding couple of lines, then you can add some tag. That will be easy. Okay. So that is for that purpose, we are going to use 73 to 80 column. So here, so in the program, we have the divisions, DI, VI, SIO, and divisions. So we have the sections. So we have the paragraph. So divisions, sections, paragraphs. So some statements like move statement or compute statement. So our perform statement, or some conditions like if conditions, else conditions, whatever it is, based on our program. So these are all the things we have, like any other programming language. Also, we have the sections, the divisions, the paragraphs. We have the numeric numbers. We can use alphanumeric numbers. Those kind of things. So this all the divisions, sections, paragraphs, and all we have to start in the area A. All the divisions, sections, paragraphs, and all we have to start in area A. Area A means you have to start in between 8 to 11 only. You should not start before 8 to or after 11. Exactly in between 8 to 11, you have to start all the division, sections, paragraphs. Remaining this all the move statement, compute, perform, something, some real programming logic, we could start in the 12 to 72 column in between. Okay, you have to follow these rules, otherwise our program will not work for us. Okay? Let's say if I am taking this program. Okay, see if I use columns, see these are the divisions, identification division, environment division. So these sections, division sections, and all where it started exactly 8 to 11 means it started at 8th column. So 8 to 11 in between, you can start anywhere. Either you can start at 8th column or 9th column or 10th column or 11th column. You should not start at 12th column. If I use 12th column or if I use before 8th column means this program definitely it will throw some errors. So this called the area A. 8 to 11 is area A. Okay. Let's say this is the logic, this perform statement or open statement or this if condition or move condition. So whatever it is, this will all start from 12 to 72 in between. Then, so we have to start in between 12 to 72 anywhere. Otherwise, it will throw error. So 8 to 11 is area A, 12 to 72 is area B. All the sections, divisions, paragraphs, and all we should start in the area A. Remaining all rest of the things will start in the area B. Okay? This is the coding sheet we have to follow. In the written exams, they will ask area A where, area B where, like that. Okay. This is also having some characters like digits, alphabets, or something like that. Here we can use the word, here we can use the statement, here we can use the sentences, paragraph, sections, etc., etc. We are using. Okay. Any questions here so far? So
No, sir.
yeah. Okay. So like any first, so in the actual COBOL program, we have the divisions are there. We have the 4 divisions in the COBOL program. First one is the identification division, second one is the environment division, third one is the data division, fourth one is the procedure division. So if you, this is also an interview question. Sometimes they will ask this basic question. Okay, you have to answer in this order: identification division, environment division, data division, and procedure division. So out of 4 divisions, identification division is only mandatory division. Out of all, identification division is only the mandatory division. Okay. So in interviews, which is the mandatory division means identification division. So even if I run the program, if you just have one division is also enough to run the program. Okay. The syntax for this one, identification division. each divisions or sections should end with a period here. This is the dot. Dot is nothing but period. Okay. So the syntax for identification division followed by program ID. So each program is having this program ID. This program ID should be 1 to 8 characters. Make a note of it. And one more thing is, while attending the class, please attend with pen and paper. You have to write the running note after end of the class. So once you come back after the rest, so we can verify the running note and immediately you will come to know. So what is this meaning? What is this meaning? After that, you can refer my class. So here program ID is 1 to 8 characters. So in the mainframes especially 1 to 8 will come many places, many times. Okay. Here the program ID should be 1 to 8 characters. Either you can start with 1 character or 2 characters, something like that. Okay. First division is the identification division followed by program ID. Second division is the environment division. Here each division having some sections. Okay, we'll discuss one by one. Let's say identification division followed by program ID. Here in the very old program, they used to write author who written this program and when they write the program. So when they compile the program, all the dates and all they used to give. This is very old programs. Nowadays, just we can give identification division followed by program ID. That is enough. Okay. This is the only mandatory division out of 4 divisions. Next is the environment division. You have to remember the spelling. You have to remember the order also. Next, second division is the environment division. So this it will tell the environment. So it is having 2 sections are there. Environment division is having 2 sections are there. Okay. Here it is having the configuration section and input output section. Okay. Configuration section, input output section. So this configuration section, this is the optional in the COBOL 85. We are using the version 2 COBOL 85. This complete configuration section, we no need to write anything. Okay. Here in the training also, whichever is the important things, I will stress more on that one. I will concentrate more on that one. So remaining other things, just leave like that. Okay. This is the configuration section. So this is very old programs we use. Nowadays, we are not using. Even in my 20 years of experience also, I never seen configuration section in any programs. Okay. Okay. Under environment division, we have the 2 sections, configuration section and input output section. Okay. In this configuration section, actually, it's a mission dependent. It is having the source computer, object computer. Those days, these are the computer names, IBM 4381, IBM 4382, like that. So those information we used to write. Nowadays, it's not required at all. Okay. Next thing is the under environment division, we have the input output section. So here, this input output section, what it will do, if I'm using any files like input file and I'm using output file, those things I should write under input output section. What is the input file I am using? What is the output file I am using? Those information I should write under input output section. If I am not using files means I no need to write input output section. See here. These comments I can write anywhere. After that, environment division. So configuration section is the optional, so I am not writing. Here input output section. If I am using any file in my program, I can use input output section. Here I am using 2 files, one for the input and one for the output. So that is the reason I am using input output section. Okay, this file is the separate topic. We will discuss a little later. Just for the time being, if I am using files means I can write the input output section. After the identification division, remaining all are optional. If I have some requirement, I can use it. Otherwise, I no need to use it. Yes. After environment division, if I am not using any files means I can delete these lines. Okay? Because I am not using files, so I don't want input output section. So if I am using files means I should declare under environment division, under input output section. After that, we have the data division. Third division is the data division. In the COBOL program, you have to give instruction to the program. Program cannot assume itself what kind of data I am using. Whether I am using the numeric data, whether I am using the alphanumeric data or whatever it is. Those information I should give instruction to my program under data division. This data division having the three sections. One is the file section, second one is the working storage section, third one is the linkage section. So under data division, what kind of data you are dealing, that should declare under data division. So here I am using files means I should give the file structure under this file section. So if I am not using any files means, so I no need of this file section. Okay. See here under data division, I have the three sections: file section, working storage section, linkage section. If I'm using files means I should write it. Otherwise, no need, just to write the data division. After that, the working storage section. In the working storage section, what it will do? If I'm using any intermediate variables inside the program, that variable I have to inform under working storage section. Let's say if I'm going to say compute C equal to, let's say, A plus B. These are the two variables. Variable A having some data, variable B having some data. These, whatever the data it is there in the variable A and variable, it is going to add it and it is storing into the C variable. Okay. But how I my program know like this is one variable, this is another variable, this is C variable. That those three variables I should declare under working storage section. These are the intermediate variables for this program only. Once I will come out from this program, that's enough, gone. So these are the intermediate variables. Those variables I should declare under working storage section. Okay. Otherwise, if I am not declaring these two variables means it will throw compilation error. Next, finally, under data division, I have the last section is the linkage section. The name indicates means link. It will link between one program to another program. Let's see if I am calling some other program for my requirement. What I will do? So I will pass some information to that program so that program will use it and find it. Okay. That is called the linkage section. If I am passing from here to there, let's say, so one of you guys, let's say if I am asking you guys, can you please in the Hyderabad so and so location, can you please find this home address? So let's say I am sending you guys on behalf of me, sending that from Hyderabad, one area, let's say Amirpet area, can you please find this home address for me? So what you are going to expect? So I should provide the home address and pin code. Those are the input fields. You can take it and you can find in that locality to identify the house. Right? You are the subprogram. I am a main module. What I will do? So I can pass these two variables via linkage section to subprogram. Your house address and pin code I am passing via linkage section. So what you will do? You will receive. Let's say if I am passing these information via SMS. So the SMS is nothing but the linkage section here. Okay. The house address, pin code and all, those are the variables I am passing. Let's say this house address and these variables I am passing via SMS. So SMS is here, linkage section. Okay. If I am passing this data, what you will do? You will receive and you will find there. So if I want to pass data from one program to another program, so basically it will link between you and me, your program and my program. So this is called the linkage section. Okay. If I am not passing any data, my program is a standalone program. So I don't want your help. I am staying in Bangalore. I know I can do what I want. Then no need of sending SMS to you. So no need of sending the linkage here. If I am passing some data from one program to another program, I can use the linkage section. Otherwise, I can remove that linkage section. So after the identification division, remaining all are optional. If you have the requirements, you can use those. Otherwise, you no need to use those. Finally, we should have the procedure division. So this procedure division, actual core logic we can write into the procedure division. So these are the 4 divisions in the COBOL. So out of all, identification division followed by program ID is the only mandatory division. Sometimes they will ask, so if I want to file, I have the files where I can declare it means under environment division. So we can declare it under input output section. We can declare it. The order is important. The files I am using means under environment division under input output section I can declare it. They will ask like in the data division what all the sections are there. In the data division we have 3 sections: linkage section, working storage section, and file section. So these are the 3 sections in the data division. Okay. So each and every section, each and every division again, so we will discuss in detail tomorrow. Okay. So we will discuss tomorrow about the data division. So what are all the various items, what are the variables, how it is looks like, how we can define, how we can use and all, we can discuss tomorrow. Tomorrow 9 o'clock we can meet it. Okay. So if I take any other program, let's say if I take this program, what here it is doing, identification division, some program ID we should write here. After that, see here, identification division, program ID. After that, environment division. They are not using files, so that they did not code input output section. So they are, and after that, data division. In data division also they are not using files. They are not using the linkage section. Working storage section is only they are using. After that, procedure division. So in the procedure division, they are writing actual logic. So this is the small program. Okay. Once we write the program, then using the JSL concept, we can execute it. So tomorrow's class, we can discuss about how we can define the variables. So let's say in the under working storage section, they declare 2 intermediate variables. What is this variable? How we can declare it? What is the 0, 1, something like that. If I will move means how it will move it, how it will display it. Those things we'll discuss tomorrow. Okay. So 1 or 2 days classes are the theoretical classes. After that, we can start the practical class. So if you decided and if you are ready with Pendrive means we can start practicals also parallel. Okay. So tomorrow 9 o'clock we can meet it. And this Vikram and Arif. So మీరు tomorrow కల్లా decide చేసుకొని you can continue it.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock. యశ్వంత్ అండ్ ఇందురెడ్డి మీరు ఏమైనా బేసిక్ ఎప్పుడైపోయింది మీ డిగ్రీ అవన్నీ ఒకసారి నాకు ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ పెట్టండి ఉంటే నేను మీకు రెజ్యూమ్ ప్రిపేర్ చేసి ఇస్తాను.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So 9 o'clock we can start tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.